everyone, Donna here from Mortgage Powered Financial Group, and welcome back to the Mortgage Sweet Spot Lender Edition. This series is where we sit down with our lending partners to break down real policy, real files, and conversations brokers don't always get to hear. Every lender has their strengths, their quirks, and their behind-the-scenes magic. Better deals, better relationships, and better results. Let's jump in. Shaheedah.
Hello.
I'm so excited to have you here.
Likewise.
We've been talking about this forever.
Oh, too long.
I know, right?
Yes.
Before we dive into the actual mortgage stuff, how's your week?
You know, my week has been pretty good. The weather is amazing now. Apart from mending a bruised leg. Overall, amazing week.
Do we want to share that story?
Oh, fell in the tub.
After the MAEs, right?
Before the MAEs, actually.
Did you make it to the MAEs or not?
I did, but I went flat because you know what? You still have to show up. It wasn't broken, and I think that's a big part of being in the industry. You always have to show up. I saw one of your team members and she was in the office and she had a foot brace on. So showing up matters. So I did show up.
So for anybody who hasn't met you, where do you work?
I work at Hillmount Capital. We're a private lender. And the biggest thing I would say, or what sets us apart, is we are a mutual fund trust. So
what does that mean?
That means we're a money manager, so we handle the money. So it makes things more efficient, fast, and decisions are made in-house. So we manage the money, which gives us that option to get things moving faster on our end to fund your deal.
So when we speak to, we have conversations with lots of MICs, and the one thing that I ask all MICs is, what are you good at?
We're not a MIC.
I
clarify that. Not a MIC. What we're good at is, I'm going to say, we're able to curate your deal in a way that makes sense for your client. So that's where our creative genes come in place. And we curate it in a way that makes sense for your client, both on a funding perspective, both on an exit perspective. And I think that's what sets us apart, how we look at your deals when it comes in. And even when we talk to you and we're like, this is how we can pitch this. And you're like, wow, that's pretty good. And then you're able to sell that to your client in a way that makes sense. And they feel at ease. They feel like, yes, I'm okay with this offer. I'm okay how you position this deal. So I think that's what sets us apart from our products, but we can dive into that.
But Hillmount is not just residential, you do commercial too,
correct?
Right?
Yes.
So you're one of the few that does both.
Yes, but not only both. We're a triple threat.
Oh.
But we have something even special. So yes, we do residential, we do commercial, we do construction. But what's even better is we have an amazing line of credit. And guess what? That line of credit we can use on residential properties as well as commercial.
Oh, wow.
Wow is a wowza. I'm going to steal that word. And the good thing is it helps a lot of business owners who need that extra cash flow injected in their business.
Okay,
right?
So let's speak to the business owners who need the line of credit and don't qualify. For traditional private lending situations, if we don't have declared income, so the person or the company doesn't declare $400,000, but we have bank statements to work. Do you guys use bank statements? How do you qualify income?
We don't necessarily use bank statements. We look at your financials. We get the idea that it's more cash flow you want. We just want to see how strong the company is. And we get it. It may not be as strong because then you would have taken it to the bank. But we're not a GDS, TDS type lender. We more look at suitability. So in the case of a self-employed person, it's really your bank statement is what we look. We want to see your operating statement just to see how the business is functioning.
So for the brokers watching this podcast, if we wanted to do a stated income file with Hillmount, what documents would we need to provide?
App credit and we can financials.
And we can submit on all platforms?
Correct.
Excellent.
We're on all platforms. So bank statements, not necessarily, but we need your 2-year financials and your operating statements. That's the meat of the matter. That's it. We don't need the SDL form. Not
at all.
Biggie, no.
Okay, and what loan to value do you like to see?
On the line of credit, we can go up to 65%, and we do second positions as well. So we'll go behind your traditional bank, credit union, B lenders.
So you will not go behind another private?
We technically don't like going behind another private, but it just depends. There's always a depends in this industry, so it just depends. But normally, A, B, credit unions, and loan to value on residential, I'll say we can go up to 70%, 75%, depending on the client itself. It's be on a case-by-case basis. On commercial, likewise, 65%, because we're more about the asset, as I said, and we're more an equity-based lender, so we more look at asset itself. So 65 is where our comfort
for commercial
spot is.
Properties
Yes.
Owned by a corporation, do you require personal guarantee?
We can. It's where we'll need the personal guarantee because it helps make strengthen the file. Yes.
What is one thing you wish that brokers knew about Hillmount?
I would say longevity. We've sometimes get the feedback that we've never heard of Hillmount, but we do have longevity. We've been here over 22 years. When it comes to transparency, we are top notch. And I think the next thing is that persons don't know is that all our mortgage products are fully open.
Really? I didn't know that.
Really? They're like, you're sure, Shaheedah? I'm like, there's no hanky-panky when we request discharge statement. And I'm like,
you don't
no.
have to give 60 days notice.
No, we just need 30 days written notice. That's it.
Is that because it's a mutual fund?
It's a mutual fund, exactly.
Okay.
But there's always, because sometimes we understand life happens, like you're in the middle of getting this refinance done to pay us out, and you're like, oh my God, I'm 20 days. Just give us a call, and just let us know. We are not those lenders that are like, no, you missed that 30-day mark, right? So yes.
That's awesome. Where do you see the mortgage market going in the next 12 months?
Oh, 12 months. On residential, I still think we're going to be where we're at now. I don't expect much changes with price going up. I think we're going to be at the same spot. In terms of commercial and construction, I have seen an uptick in that. So there's been a shift, especially on construction, where you used to have the mid-high density development. Now we're seeing a lot of multi-res development. So I'm seeing in the next 12 months, the construction part of that phase is going to start booming. And then commercial borrowers are starting to come out more to start expanding their business because there's business opportunities there. And we like the fact that we have that option to give them that cash flow. So in 12 months, commercial is going to boom. And then the construction side with multi-res will also increase.
One thing I love about you, Shaheedah, is that you always are out and about and you're talking to everybody. What are you hearing from brokers today? How are they feeling? What's business like?
I've been getting mixed reviews. The latter part of last year, I would say the last quarters, a lot of brokers were hurting. They were like, business has been slow, not getting much leads. But funnily enough, the first quarter into the second quarter we're approaching, there's been like a different energy. I don't know if it's the weather. It could be the sunshine coming out and we're feeling it on our skin.
That makes me happy.
And they're like, Shaheedah, you know what? I'm getting leads. I'm seeing more deals coming in my pipeline. Grant you, they do have a lot of hair on them. But if we can get to shave off some of those hair, to help, some of those deals come in, reach the finish line, definitely hoping for that. So that's what I'm hearing now. They are more optimistic. Last year they weren't, but now I'm seeing that optimism coming back. So
I don't know if I was fortunate enough, but I was around in 2008 when we had the market crash. So this is reminiscent of what we had back there, but I'm actually excited because this is where brokers get to broker. right? It's
Yes.
building relationships, it's solving problems, it's putting pieces together. It's no longer necessarily about best rate.
Correct.
It's all about budget and monthly cash flow, which is where I'm finding a lot of clients eking from the A and the B space into the private space, not because credit's an issue, but because budget and affordability is paramount.
Correct.
Are you seeing that as well?
Yes. And I'm glad you mentioned that point when you said it's not about rate. Rate is important, but when it comes to private, your first thing should not be about rate.
I don't think rate is as important as it used to be. Because
It's not.
$10 for a loaf of bread, right? So do you care if you're paying $5.79 or $4.89? Yeah, you know what? It matters. But at the end of the day, your kid needs to go to sports. You need to make sure you can pay the water bill.
Yep.
Right?
Yes.
And I think what a lot of people are losing sight of is, they think that they can manage because they go with the lowest interest rate. And then they're relying on credit cards to make ends meet. And they're losing sight of the fact that that credit card comes with a 20 to 25% interest.
And then how do we help educate your borrowers or that, yes, you have a smaller interest rate, but you're still leaning into higher debt load on credit card? How do we educate persons like that? And I think one of the biggest thing when I was in the broker space, and I like to talk about when I was in the broker space, because I used to you know what? If we paid out a $20,000 credit card, I'm like, call the bank, cut it down to $5,000 immediately.
Oh, see, I don't do that because that ruins credit scores.
$5,000. Then buy
Your
the
credit
next-
utilization goes down.
Oh, yeah. But then, as you said, you're leaning into more that higher interest
Except
spending.
for it's our job to make sure that our clients understand that they have to be grown-ups too, right? Like a private mortgage is a stopgap
Yes.
for a year or two to get life back in order.
Yep.
They have to be responsible enough to not live off of that credit card because then it's a completely different conversation.
That's true. I appreciate that. And not a lot of brokers take that time to keep reinforcing that and they're grown-ups, but that is where that relationship is helpful. And it's not just transactional anymore. They're like, okay, you care about me. You care about my personal growth, my credit, my everything. So I do appreciate that you're able to stay there, counsel them, mentor them.
But we have no choice.
Yeah.
FSRA says we have to.
That's good.
Just because we can do something doesn't mean that we should. And if we don't have a viable exit strategy, then we can't put them with you, period.
Correct.
Going back to your education, I think who we actually need to spend time educating is actually the consumer. I think for so long, private mortgages had such a negative connotation. You only went there if you had bad credit or had other issues. It's not like that anymore.
No, it's not.
Right? It's a strategic plan
Yes.
for overall financial goals, right? Many times when I have clients who need a little bit of extra money, I'm going to look at their current mortgage and I'm going to do a cost analysis to see if it actually makes sense to break that mortgage, because obviously there are penalties involved in that.
Yeah.
And I'll run that with, hey, you know what? It's cheaper for you to keep this rate here because you've got another year and a half. Let's go over here and add a small second. Yes, it's in the private space, but we don't care.
Yeah.
You're going to get what you need to solve the problem.
Yes.
And then at the end of your term, you're going to put the two together and you're going to move on with your life.
Correct.
So yes, this might have a 10 or an 11% interest rate. However, there's no penalties over here.
Exactly.
So this is, I think, where the education needs to go. And I've had conversations with you where we've run those numbers together.
Yes.
So I know that this is one thing that you do really well at Hillmount is when somebody has a deal, you love the conversation.
Yes.
So you answer phones right away. You call back right away.
Yes.
And because you have the experience, both as a broker and an underwriter, you're not afraid to say, hey, this isn't a fit here, but have you tried there?
Correct. 100%. And I love that because that is super important to me. I always say I never want to be the BDM that is not able to have that conversation on the deal. than say, I have this deal and say, send it in. I want to be able to help structure it if it makes sense, if it's a fit or not. Or in situations where like, I'm like, okay, let's look at it in this lens, because maybe if we did a fixed portion and then give them the revolving portion, which is the line of credit, they're able to manage your cash flow better.
And with that strategy, you only pay interest on the revolving portion as you take it.
Exactly.
So it actually saves money, right?
Yes.
And most people, I don't want to say that brokers are lazy, but I'm going to say it. Brokers are lazy. They don't do the legwork to figure out what's in the best interest of their clients. They're so, like you said, transactional and relationship based. So many of us in this industry, unfortunately, are transaction based. And that's why conversations like this matter,
yes,
right?
I 100% agree. We do need to change it because they are real people and they count on us to help them navigate through finances, loss of a loved one, as you said, kids going into university, or just helping your kid purchasing a home. So we have to be in a position where we're able to be there, understand not just their mortgage. I find that understanding the entire aspect of their family dynamic, they love that.
But if you take the time when they're in crisis,
yep,
and help them and make them not feel like they're a failure, they're clients for life.
Exactly.
But one thing I also say is that if you can't help somebody, it needs to be a quick no. Not only for the client, but also for you as an agent and broker, because the longer we chase deadwood,
yep,
the less time we can focus on clients that we can actually serve.
Correct.
But also, from a client's perspective, the longer they hold on, the more hope they get and the harder it's going to be for them.
Yes. And you don't want false hope. I've never given false hope. And then even if, as you said, don't chase deadwood, there are times where you can say, you know what? I may not be able to help you with what you need, but I have Donna Thornton. She may have more knowledge on structuring or help you with this. Even as a team, I do it too. I've had conversations with agents looking at a deal, and I was like, you know what? Let me get back to you. I want to speak to my director and see if I can get his insight on it. So there's nothing wrong with saying, I may not be able to help you with this transaction. Let me put you on to someone that can. But is that selfish? Or?
No, but this is where I think we fall short as an industry. I feel like in many cases, ego becomes a problem.
Yes.
And agents are afraid to say, I don't know, or I'm not the best person to help you.
Yep.
So I mentor a lot of people. I get conversations or phone calls from people outside of our brokerage all the time, not sure how to structure a deal or where a best fit. I will always give somebody 15, 30 minutes of my time to make sure that they can help their client, because I believe karma never loses an address, right?
100% believe
so
that, yeah.
I think where we as an industry need to do better is we need to make sure that we remember at the forefront of every transaction is a relationship with a client.
Correct.
And if you do that well, then you're going to be okay going forward. I do want to spend some time talking to you about your construction financing, because I believe that you do it the best.
I like that.
What does it look like for you? What does a construction file look like? Break it down for someone who's never done one.
Construction file is not as difficult as you may think.
No, it's impossible.
I personally love, out of the three asset class, I think construction is my favorite. And I'll tell you why. I like starting with someone from ground to a finished product. To me, it's amazing. So in terms of how we look at it at Hillmount Capital, first, we can lend you on the as-is value, which is as-is with permits, up to 65%.
Sorry, just so that I understand.
Yes.
Before we submit an application, we have to have permits in place?
You need to have permits in place to get for the construction side of it.
But what if we were trying to finance land for construction? Will you finance raw land?
Correct. We can do raw land, but your loan to value will be lower. So if it's just 50, 40% depending on where the land is. So you're right. That's where we'll be at. Permits is really there to help close the deal on the construction side.
Right. So somebody goes and they see a parcel of land that they want to buy. They buy the land.
Yes.
50% loan to value with you guys, because I like to err on the side of 50%.
Correct.
Then they go, because now they own the property.
Yes.
Then they go and they apply for permits. So before they get permits, they have to have drawings.
Drawings, permits, and budget. So you need to know what you're building.
Yes.
How big you're building.
Most of the time they know that, though, before they buy the land, yes?
They do, but sometimes you may have bigger dreams than what is actually there in reality.
I mean, I've seen it so many times. People want marble and then they realize they can afford porcelain.
Yeah. So having a GC is good, or a contractor. You have persons who are in the industry or self-built, that's fine.
Oh, so you will do those?
Yes, we'll do. We'll do, because they still know, that they need to get the budget, whichever way, work out what the cost per square footage should be, depending on what they're building,
so
location.
So then will you lend 65% of the as-complete value, which includes the land?
That's correct.
Okay, and how do you release the funds?
So funds are released on a progress report tied with your budget. So with construction, the notion that you need to understand as well is you do the work first, and then we give you what you worked on.
So some lenders who do construction financing will release funds at stage.
Difference is what your loan amount will be, and then it's tied to your construction budget. A quick tidbit how I explain to clients or brokers: if your construction budget is higher than your loan amount, guess what? You're going to have a shortfall.
Of course.
100%. So without even running like internally how it works, once you know Shaheedah will go 65% on the as complete value, this is my dollar amount. But if my dollar amount is 1 million, my budget is 1.3, right there you have a 300,000 gap. So that's where you need to figure out where that 300,000 will be in terms of, will that take you up to framing, from foundation to framing? Then that's now where we say, okay, you probably need to be at that point before you come to us for a draw.
More money.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, I think what brokers and agents need to remember is, in order to get out of this mortgage, the property needs to be 97 or 98% complete, right?
Basically. And part of it too, you need to get confirmation for occupancy.
Yes.
So that's important. So the city will come in and do their last due diligence to say, yes, you have occupancy, and that's important for you to get exit, to take it maybe to a B lender or to a bank.
Okay. It's easy.
It's pretty easy. And with draws, like, all you need, every time they're ready for a draw, they'll reach out to you.
Yep.
Say, hey, Donna, I've done some work. I need to tap into my construction loan. You say, perfect. Let's get a progress report done. And it's always best to use the appraiser that did the appraisal report. Do the progress report, and then we use that in terms of whatever percentage is complete, tie with your budget, and then give you the funds based off whatever is completed. So it's easy.
Is there a maximum number of draws?
No, there is no max. It's up to you. Like, we don't say you have to be at this stage to come for a draw. It's up to you. You can come whenever you want for the draw.
So I understand the background magic that works. When we're doing a construction loan and we have the as complete value of, let's use $1 million because it's round numbers.
Yep.
The maximum you're going to do is $650,000.
Correct.
Do you advance the entire $650,000 to the lawyer and it sits in trust and gets released that way?
The $650 is a combination of your fees, lender fee, legal fee, and also a 10% lien reserve holdback. So your $650 is going to trickle down.
And we have to remember, friends, that the government imposed the 10% holdback for 30 days post-completion to allow tradespeople to register liens against the property to ensure they get paid for the work that they've done.
You know some things about construction.
Just a little bit.
No, that's pretty good.
Just a little bit.
No, that's one of the biggest thing that brokers don't understand. And that's where they don't know how to explain that as well.
Can I tell you that sometimes lawyers don't understand and they release all of the money even though they're not supposed to?
Oh.
I've had that happen.
You know, because we have that control, so our lawyers won't release the funds to the borrower's lawyer until
the draw is there.
Until the draw is there.
So does interest accrue when the funds get released or at the beginning of time? Because you have to set those funds aside.
Yes. So guess what also? We also build in an interest reserve.
No.
Yes. We do it because we want to allow the client to keep that cash flow that they have. They would be paying the mortgage. They can use that to any cost overruns. They can put that into the project. So it actually helps you when you're coming for the draw. So you don't have to worry about your interest payment because we build that into the loan amount as well.
Sorry, say that again.
Yes.
Like I'm in grade 9. You don't have to make monthly payments?
No. So we have an interest reserve holdback, and then we calculate.
How long?
So we do.
Because that comes out of the 65% as well.
Correct. So the interest reserve is whatever the annual interest amount payment will be for,
so
say, a year.
12 months, but if they close in 6 months,
we actually take less. So on the interest reserve, we'll take, say, 60% holdback from your annual interest amount.
Because we assume for construction, it's not going to take a year anyway.
Exactly.
I actually didn't know this about Hillmount Capital. That's incredible, especially since the buyer could have financed the land, so they already have a land payment.
Yeah.
So now they don't need a construction payment. I mean, what haven't you thought of?
You know what? It's pretty genius when we look at it. And brokers do like that, especially when speaking to their clients. They're like, oh, wow, so I don't have to make any payments? You're technically not paying out of pocket. You're paying internally.
But let's be honest, when you're building a house, you don't have extra cash flow anyways.
Right.
So really, you're protecting the clients from themselves.
Correct.
Because I think everybody thinks that they could build their own home.
My son thinks he could build his own home.
But your son is actually brilliant, so there's no doubt about that.
Well, and it's actually good. That's why I like it. I just like construction overall. And I think anyone can build their own home. But the biggest challenge is that you have to remember you need a float.
Let's talk to clients now.
Yes.
Who want to build a home. What are the steps that they should take?
If you have the land, you're ready to build, permits, drawings. Make sure your budget makes sense. It has to be market.
Except for the average person that wants to buy their own home, currently lives in a cookie cutter subdivision home.
Yes.
So how do they make that transition?
I would say call Donna, refinance, take the monies, buy the land. You can have the land sitting there for a while. That's the first step, I would say. Get the land. You don't have to rush it.
That makes sense because they don't have any payments on the construction portion.
Exactly.
Because
buy the land.
That's actually genius.
It's like I try.
And for debt servicing, because I'm a numbers person,
yep.
I mean, it almost is irrelevant because there's no mandatory payment on the other side.
Correct. It's really relevant in terms of the servicing. It's like it's there for FISRA to make sure that we are,
just because we can't do something doesn't mean we should.
Exactly. So we need to follow the guide to make sure suitability makes sense, right? At the end of the day, because that interest reserve can run out. They probably face issues in terms of, the materials took long. They went to Italy for Carrara marble or whatever, and the ship got stalled or whatever. So you may have delay in construction. So we want to make sure, if in cases of like that, the client is able to come in to make the payments, right? So that's why that's important. But yeah, I think the first step is if you have the land, get the necessary permits, drawings, and make sure the budget makes sense, guys. The budget has to be based off market. Sorry, not marble, market.
Well, you could build, and I've seen this firsthand, build McMansions, I call them, in areas that doesn't support the value.
Yeah.
So you've got this beautiful home that you've put so much money into out of your own pocket because of the financing, and then you can't sell it. And then you're angry because
He won't have any comparables.
Right?
And then that's going to be a bummer.
That's hard.
Right? It's going to be difficult. So that's also we've gotten files like that where they are stalled because they overbuilt for the area, and we have cases too where we look at their budget and we're like, no, your budget is too high. Like, go back.
Is there a company, I guess if you had a general contractor, they would help you with a budget?
They will. They should. They will. And we've had cases where they're like, okay, I'm going to be able to do the flooring, the electrical, I can do all of that stuff. So my cost per square footage is going to be less. Then we're going to like, nobody stop.
But then you have to take into consideration, you have a job.
Yes.
So the time it's going to take you to do these work is going to cost you an extra couple of months in accrued interest, which would be cheaper. It would be cheaper to pay somebody to do it, to get it done quicker. But these are the hard conversations that I think brokers aren't willing to have.
And I'm willing to have it with them.
I'm sorry, pardon?
No, I'm willing to take on those hard conversations.
So you will get on the phone with a broker and a client to talk about the process together?
We can. We've done it because, and this is where I like when a broker asks for help. I 100% feel asking for help is nothing is wrong. And I get it. You may have difficulty in navigating, like explaining this with the clients. And we're open to have them come in and we'll explain it to them. And I think it gives them comfort when they actually see the lender, know the lender. It's actually someone who's willing to help them understand the process. So we've had...
It's almost like a boutique experience.
Yes.
I like that.
I love that.
It's very on brand with you.
I love
very
that
on brand
word.
with you.
No, yes.
One more question and then we'll move on. What is the typical time frame you see in construction loans?
Construction loans in terms of between the draws or just in general?
How long do you see them on your books?
I would say a year.
That long, eh?
Yeah, sometime less. What caused some to be longer than it when we had the tariff situation and materials and stuff like that, or in COVID, it took a bit longer for projects.
We were dealing with material shortages. We were dealing with price increases.
Yes.
Like that was insane.
Yeah.
I don't think we're going to see that again.
No. And weather sometimes is a challenge depending. So
you mean like last year when it rained every single weekend in the summer? Yeah. That made me happy. So happy.
Yes. And I think too, knowing when you want to start is important.
You have to plan backwards.
You have to plan backward. You have to, because
and give yourself a buffer of time and money.
Yes.
And even if you think you're well prepared, something else is going to come
Always
up. So you have to be. So I am a little bit OCD, some people will say. And when things don't necessarily go the way that I want them to, I'm not always a happy camper. But we have to be able to move with the flow. And I say control what you can control and let the rest sort itself out, right?
Correct.
I have learned so much about Hillmount.
Thank you.
Now I want to learn about you.
Oh, God, it's my time.
All right, let's get to know Shaheedah. What's your coffee order?
Coffee order, I'm a latte girl. But back in Jamaica, I was a Blue Mountains Peak coffee person.
Blue Mountain is probably the best coffee that I've ever consumed.
It's
in
amazing.
My life.
Yes. But I've grown to don't do it how we did in Jamaica, where we did condensed milk, which is so bad.
Talking about milk, though, Starbucks really upped their game with their protein lattes. So I am literally obsessed with a sugar-free caramel protein latte. Right? It's delightful.
I'm a protein girly too.
So are you Starbucks or Tim Hortons?
You know what? I'm a Starbucks.
I was going to say, do not disappoint me, Shaheedah.
I am a Starbucks, and funnily enough, can I reach in my bag?
Oh, of course.
Because I'm such a Starbucks girly, Hillmount Capital actually has Starbucks card.
Oh,
and it branded.
I love this for the recipients.
So I have to be a Starbucks girly.
I mean, there's no other way. So did you know that in 2026, Starbucks released a new level of rewards? So before it was blue and gold.
Yes, I had the app. Yeah.
And now there's an elite level, which is black. And I'm happy to report, thanks to the amount of Starbucks my daughter consumes, we are elite members through the end of 2028.
I'm very competitive, Donna, so I am going to get my game on. Like, I'm truly
I don't encourage you to do that.
No, I am.
Because when I think about the amount of money that I've had to spend to get to elite status,
It doesn't matter.
But it does,
competitive.
because your son would tell you that is a waste of money and you should be doing mortgage prepayments and not sugar-free caramel protein latte consumption.
It's delicious.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
There's got to be something.
You just want life
right?
to live. So,
all right, the fastest approval you've ever seen.
From start to end, 3 days.
Okay. Funniest reason a deal couldn't proceed or had to be canceled.
What have I seen?
I was hoping for tea, like last minute divorce.
You know what? That's so common now. It's not even.
We don't even look at it anymore like it's a big deal. It's just, you're divorced. Okay.
Yeah, it's fine.
All right, fine. It wouldn't be funny anymore. If your team at Hillmount had a theme song, what would it be?
Ooh, I'm going to say a Jamaican song.
Okay.
I'm going to say Bossy.
I need you to sing it for me.
Bossy me, bossy me, bossy me, bossy me, know me, own me, and that's it.
I love this for us.
Like we are, and bossy not in a like bragging in a bad way, but
what does that mean?
Meaning that we stand by what we say we'll do, so we can brag about it.
That.
Like we can. Like
integrity is everything in this business. It
is, and that's actually one of our. I would call. Do you call it motto or slogan?
Lines, mottos.
We have integrity as one.
It's got to be.
It is 100%.
I've had lenders pull financing days before closing because they run out of money.
Oh.
So yes, I love that for you.
We won't run out of money.
I really like that for you.
No, we will never run out of money. Yes.
If you had policies at Hillmount,
yes,
what would one be that you would like to change?
Change,
or maybe not Hillmount specific because you guys think outside the box. What about the industry? Mine is always the stress test.
I think I would change in the industry is to be a mortgage agent need to be a longer training or
like actual education.
Yeah,
right.
I think it will help because then we find that persons are coming in thinking it's somewhere we can just come and see if it works. But because they weren't invested in terms of time and money to be a mortgage agent, I think we need to expand the education part. It's too short.
In Ontario, in other provinces in the country, agents have to mentor for a year or 2 years before they can get their full license.
Yes.
For those who don't know, in order to be a mortgage agent level 1 in this industry, it's a 5-day course and a 50-question multiple choice exam. It's insane to me to be able to help somebody with their biggest asset and liability of their life. But I feel like the biggest downfall for new agents is not the course because it gives you what you need to know. It's the brokerages after that overpromise and underdeliver.
Ooh, that's big. Support.
There's no support in this industry. There are some brokerages that do it so well.
Yeah.
And there are others that just don't care.
Yeah.
I'd almost say I'm not taking brand new agents if I didn't care.
Yeah.
Then say, we're going to give you all these things and then give them none of the things.
I think we had this conversation once. I think when we met downtown and you said, I prefer to have 30 or 20, I don't remember the number, agents that are willing to put the work in than to have 300 agents to just say, I have 300 agents.
Right?
And then
when did that become a measure of success?
Just think about where we're at now, just in social media and streaming. It's different. It's all about my director always say, or our director, he always says, Shaheedah, it's a numbers game. And it's sad that we're in that type of mindset that it's about numbers and not about quality.
So at MPFG, I think right now we have 42 agents. I take every license that I hold seriously because this is how they feed their family.
Correct.
It's my job every day to show up to make sure that everybody on our team, one, is rowing in the same direction, but two, has the tools that they need to be successful. But I can't tell them what success looks like. If an agent comes to me and says that they really want to do $5 million a year, I'll celebrate the crap out of that $5 million.
Of course.
If you want to get to 50 million, I'll show you how to get to 50 million. But one is not better than the other.
Right.
And I think that's where we as an industry go wrong. Because, like you said, we make it look so easy.
Yeah.
And during COVID, we had a license to print money. We had a business card. We had a cell phone. We couldn't process mortgages faster. It was very transactional.
Yeah.
Now, it's not. We are getting taken down by the banks, and competition is fierce. We need to learn how to sell products and relationships, not necessarily rates. We need to sell solutions. And a lot of these new agents don't know what that looks like.
They don't. And how can they know it? Because remember, when you do this course, which I know you teach the mortgage.
I did teach for 4 years for MPFG.
You did. So you had the practical and you have the theory.
Yeah.
The theory is just understanding the policies, the procedures, what you should do, what you shouldn't do. But the practical is where everything happens. And that's where we're missing. We're missing that part.
The problem is also that this industry changes by the day. So lenders update policies all the time. What was good yesterday might not be good today. So people entering this business need to understand that they have to have some level of flexibility.
Yep.
I don't believe that you can do mortgages part-time. And you know, and I might get crucified for saying this. I have a real hard time with realtors who want to be mortgage brokers too, because it's a full-time job being a mortgage professional. How the heck can I serve my client well in both capacities, right?
Yeah, I agree. It can be a part-time. It has to be a career. You have to look at being a mortgage agent as a career, not just a placeholder. Because
how does somebody do
extra.
that? How does somebody go from a safe salaried position to 100% commission with no guarantees?
You know what? In life, there's a saying that says no risk, no reward.
I get that.
And I think I'm the biggest risk taker. My journey just coming to Canada was a risk. And
I'm glad you're here.
I'm happy I'm here. Like I'm elated. So risk is part, but you still have to do you can't just jump and not, do your checks and balances. But for you to know if this will be successful, align yourself with the right people, align yourself with proper counsel, right? And then that will kind of help you to decide, okay, is this a risk I'm willing to take? Leaving, as you said, a fully commissioned job, but then you have peace of mind. You may be in a career or field and you're not happy. So part of taking that risk is, will this make me happy?
And I have to feed my kids.
You have to feed your kids, but then when you have support, the kids will be fed.
So I say this all the time. When I got into this space so long ago, I mean, now I still rely on my husband's income, but I don't know that I could have done this if there wasn't support at home.
There you go.
Is it hard? Absolutely. I tell new agents to expect their first deal not to close for 3 or 6 months. What you put into this business is what you get out of this business. But man, the relationships, the experiences that this industry has given me, like, my life is not the same. So I believe that this is the best place to be. Yep. Is it hard now? Sure.
Yep.
But I mean, isn't that kind of fun?
It is fun.
I like to learn all the things.
It's fun seeing, as you mentioned, I wasn't here in 2008 when the market went haywire. But it's always good to be able to have that experience to say, this too shall pass. Yeah. Like, it won't be the same. But when you're in it and you're able to see that, okay, you were able to navigate your clients out of where we're at now to better, like, sunshine and rainbows, it speaks a lot. So you're not just coming in when it's good and then you run away when it's bad,
but
right?
As brokers, we forget that the struggle is real on the other side, because we're in this all day, every day. Correct. So it's almost like we remove ourselves from the situation. What brokers and agents should be doing now is just picking up the phone and calling their clients just to say hi.
Yeah.
Just to get a feel on the pulse to see how they're feeling.
Yeah.
Oftentimes, they feel so overwhelmed, but they're alone.
Yes.
And they're embarrassed, so they don't want to reach out. And
Correct.
sometimes just making that call, just saying, hey, I was thinking about you.
Yeah.
How's everything going?
So funny you
Right?
said that. Like, it's like you're reading my mind or watching me at my desk at home. Like, I truly do that a lot. And it has nothing to do with deals. I just call to say, hey, I haven't heard from you in a while. How is everything? How is life? And you'll be surprised sometimes the feedback you get. You're like, you know what, Shaheedah, I just had a stroke. Or I'm just coming out the hospital. And like whenever you don't get it all the time.
No, but
but when
happening.
I do get those, it's a reminder that checking in is important. Like emails are good, but checking in on a phone, just call.
I say all the
Yeah.
time, emails are so impersonal.
Yes.
People don't
it
want
is.
them anymore.
It is.
So
Yeah.
pick up the phone.
Yeah.
It's uncomfortable as anything.
Yes,
But it's the right thing to do.
it
It's
is.
the right thing to do.
It is.
What's one thing brokers think that impresses you but actually doesn't?
When they send piecemeal, they probably think, oh, I'm going to just send you a whole bunch of stuff differently. And they were like, oh, I have all the information. I'm going to send it. It doesn't impress me. I like a good deal summary, even if you don't have any docs.
So we have a saying here at MPFG, no docs, no talks. If we don't have all of the docs up front or 90% of the docs up front, we won't even submit a file. There are some things that we
Yes.
can't get given,
Yes.
right? Like
Correct.
sometimes mortgage,
Yeah.
whatever. But if we don't have income, if we don't have all of the things that we know are vital to the structure of a deal, we will not submit. And I personally won't book a call with a client if they haven't filled out my application and upload their income docs. Because if you're not willing to do the bare basics,
Yeah.
then you don't, one, deserve my time. And I'm not trying to be prissy or anything like that, but I feel like setting that boundary for my business eliminates shoppers.
It does.
Right?
But guess what? We are not document driven.
You're not.
We're not. So on a private side, we're not.
But I'm going to argue with you. I'm going to argue with you. And here's my argument. You don't need them.
Correct.
We, as mortgage professionals,
You need
have
them.
the obligation
Yes.
to have an exit strategy.
Correct.
And just because the lender doesn't ask for the documents, how do I, as a mortgage broker, know
Yes.
that they can get out of that mortgage
Correct.
in 1 to 2 years if I haven't seen the document?
You're right. So you need it.
Doesn't mean I need to share it. It means I need to see it to feel like there's an exit. Because
Yes.
a private mortgage is not, we're here for a good time, not a long
time. Oh, I like that. Whose song? Was that a song?
Bruce Springsteen, I think, had a song, but I've morphed it over the years. But we're here for a good time, not a long time.
Yeah.
So if I can't see what I need to see to feel comfortable knowing that at the end of the term, I can get you out, I can't do the deal. And here's the problem that I see a lot. I see that brokers don't do that.
Yeah.
And the clients call me at the 11th hour crying because they don't qualify to move. There's not enough money. The penalties are crazy. The exit fees are astronomical. Let's talk liability because we have to make sure that we do that.
Yeah.
We're not going to get in trouble when a deal funds. We're going to get in trouble when the deal goes to get paid out because
Yes.
they can't do it.
Correct.
So we need to make sure that we're making notes, keeping documents, updating your files to make sure that we can continue to do this well into the future.
100%. And exit is super, super important. So you, as a broker, need to have that in the back burner, as you said, documents to make sure, because it's okay if they lost a job or they're in the process of getting another job or they had an accident. You speak to them, okay, what's your plan? Okay, I'm going to be on my feet back in X time. I'll get a job. So then you're building your exit for them.
But also, FSRA is really big on suitability right now.
Yes.
So if I don't collect documents, how do I know that the private mortgage was the most suitable option for my clients at that time?
That's a good question.
Right? So FSRA is not saying, if you look at a file and you know that it's a private deal, they're not saying you have to send it to the A, you have to send it to the B, and then no, they're not saying that. You can go, you just have to justify why. This file does not qualify for an A because their beacon score is 492. It doesn't qualify for a B because they just got laid off, so we don't have any verifiable income. So we're going here because they're going to get another job. We believe they're going to get another job because they've been in the industry for all of these things, and all of these things apply. So that satisfies FSRA's requirement for suitability. Now, that's not something that the client needs to see. That's not something that Hillmount needs to see. That's something that you need to put in your notes for when somebody knocks on your door and says, please explain your thought process.
Why you put them here.
And also, you're not going to remember why you did something 9 months from when you did it. So best practice, update your CRM. If you don't have a CRM, friends, find a CRM. And that CRM could also be Excel. I'm not saying you have to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars. Get something and use it to protect yourself.
That's what I used to use, Excel.
I know. I was an old Dustin Woodhouse girl, and I still have his Excel spreadsheet from 2010.
It works.
It does. I so enjoyed our time together today.
Likewise.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Where can brokers reach you?
You can reach me. I'm always on social media.
What's your tagline?
My tag on Instagram is shy, not shy. So SHAI _ not SHY.
That's cool.
Because I don't think I'm shy.
You are not shy.
But my friends call me shy, shortening for Shaheedah. Right, so that's my tag. Otherwise, you can reach me at Shaheedah at Hillmount.ca, or you can find me on the Hillmount website.
And what's your cell phone number?
647-705-6878. Isn't that a cool number?
It's great, 6878. I like
6878, yeah.
I mean, it's not 67.
I know.
So you're not really trending.
No.
The kids would be upset about that.
Correct. Yeah.
I love this.
I don't have the raise there.
That's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah.
We can't win it all.
Correct. Yeah. Yeah. But that's how you can reach me, and you can find me on LinkedIn.
Do you prefer phone call, email, or text?
I like phone calls. Even sometimes when brokers email me a deal, I like calling them because I get more info. Like it's better. So I'll call and say, hey, got your deal. Or what I'll do, I'll send them an email to say, hey, I got your deal. Are you available for a quick call?
I love that.
So I'll do that because sometimes you're probably in the middle of something and you're like, hey, yeah, I'm available 1 o'clock, whatever. And then I'll call and I get to meet you, know you, especially if you're a new broker we've never worked with. And then we'll talk about the deal. And then whatever we decide, then I'll shoot you an email to say, hey, it was nice chatting. As per discussion, this is what, blah, blah, blah.
So what I'm hearing is call.
Yes.
But you should really consider Hillmount for your next construction loan or line of credit.
Or commercial.
Or res.
Thanks
for your time today.
You're welcome.
Until next time.
Thank you.